quickly before we go, a lot of attention's been on, whether the Nationals MPs have been supporting the Prime Minister's net zero plan, no emissions by 2050 in net terms. It's a pretty ropey ambition. Do you back it?
What I've seen thus far does cause me some concern and heartburn. At the end of the day, the Australian people are confronted with a choice. Either the Morrison government model, which they might see as not ideal, or the Albanese Labor-Green model, which would absolutely cause mayhem within our economy because they want to legislate it and force the issue, whereas we take a more pragmatic approach of technology rather than taxation. But look, all that said, whilst China continues to build coal-fired power stations and increases their emissions, we have only 1 and a bit % of the world's emissions, and we are exporting our heavy manufacturing over to China and elsewhere. And in doing so, how do we facilitate that? By sending them our iron ore and our coal. The carbon footprint would be so much less if the steel that we used in Australia was in fact smelted in Australia, because there'd be no shipping involved in getting the iron ore and coal to China and then having the finished product returned to Australia. But what we've done is priced ourselves out of the market with higher energy prices because of this pursuit of the uneconomic renewable energy sector. And so if we really do want to go down the net zero, the zero emissions pipeline, we ought to do it by going nuclear. That's the only genuine answer. Absolutely. We've got a stack of uranium. Let's use it. Let's do it.
So true. Well, I think there's one more virtue of the Prime Minister's plan. There's no credible way that you would actually get to 2050. It clearly doesn't mean it, and he won't break the government, break the country trying to get there. So for me, I mean, that's a minor win too. Eric Abetz, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.